have a seat. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos. This week, as Zoe can tell us, we are reading Parshat Tazria-Metzora. Now, usually, when a student tells me that this is the parsha that they have to learn for their B'nai Mitzvah portion, I give a mental shame in my mind. It's not all that bad, but I'm sure Zoe will know after studying that there's a lot of, we'll say, coming of age topics that are in this parsha that one would need to deal with and tackle. So it's a difficult parasha. This week's reading is probably most widely known for the section on Sara'at, leprosy, which is an awful skin disease that affects us in many ways, and we're taught that we're actually inflicted with Sara'at when we lashon hara, when we talk badly about others. So in many ways, it's actually more of a spiritual disease. We also, and of course with this, it dives into ideas of purification and naturally takes us in great detail on the purification of women, including their menstrual cycles, all of which is discussed relative to one's sexual relationship. So really, it's quite an intimate reading, especially for a young student. However, this week's reading is quite beautifully tied to Rosh Chodesh Iyar, which it is today. So Rosh Chodesh Sameach. Rosh Chodesh, our celebration of the start of the new month, is quite nicely also brings these ideas of renewal. The month of Iyar falls between Pesach in the month of Nisan and Shavuot in the month of Sivan. It's often called Chodesh Ziv, which is the month of radiance, and is considered to be the month of healing. From the name Iyar, we have the Hebrew letters Aleph, Yud, Resh, and so we're taught this beautiful teaching that some think it stands for Ani Adonai Rofecha, which means I am your divine healer, which I think is a lovely concept to bring into what we're tackling in the parasha as well. Also in the space that we're at in the world, and in this process of the Omer as well. Traditionally, and largely based on this week's Torah reading, Rosh Chodesh became a minor festival for women in the Jewish calendar. At the start of the month, for centuries, Jewish women gather in circles to study Torah, to have mother-daughter connections, and other inspiring all-women spaces. Because this was somewhat exclusionary, women only, it didn't quite take off in progressive spaces as widely as in others, mostly because we just love to include everyone in everything. And so, in an all-woman space, some may feel left out. Also, out of this week's reading, we get the idea of the mikvah. This also purification ritual involves fully immersing oneself in water, where the water is in contact with every inch of your body, a ritual resembling the womb and rebirth. Again, all in the name of renewal and purification. This was traditionally used for women after their time of month, so that they can be purified before re-engaging in sexual acts with their partner. Or we also read other reasons for purification, such as if someone comes into contact with a dead body, and later more traditions came, people would go just before Shabbat, just to reset, let go of the week, and bring in that rejuvenation. Just to, as one might want to set their focus right before the Sabbath. And many traditions formed from that over time, and many people go for different reasons now. The idea of the mikveh in progressive and liberal communities has emerged slightly differently from the instructions that we get in the parsha. Of course, the idea that women are impure due to natural bodily processes doesn't quite line up with our progressive values. And so we reimagined this custom with new intentions and new ways to engage with this beautiful ritual of the mikveh. To make it even more relevant, in Cape Town, we don't actually have a specific mikveh that is available for progressive Jews at all. And so we're forced to use the natural waters that our beautiful city offers, which truly, I think, is to our advantage. We mostly engage with the concept of a mikveh for those needing a beit din or a conversion in our community. And for these moments, we've used any natural water, such as our beautiful dams, rivers, beaches, and of course, with that, remain as appropriate as possible in public spaces. So the tradition in our progressive community in Cape Town today looks quite different from its origins, and is more focused on the intention and the meaning behind what people want to get out of the mikveh ritual, and less on the specific outlines prescribed a very long time ago. In more recent years, after seeing the real benefits of immersion, not just spiritually in the reset that we need mentally, but also the incredible health benefits that it offers us physically, I think the idea of the mikveh is becoming more and more relevant for us all. So how to tie it all together? Well, one of my absolute favorite new spaces in life is a group of Rosh Chodesh dippers. This is not exclusive to women, but coincidentally often is. The idea of embracing the much needed moment of renewal each month has served us in many ways. And of course, beyond that, the truly magical and healing powers of the ocean and other natural waters and pools that is found in our beautiful city truly could not be a more fitting way to renew ourselves each month, each week, each season, whenever it is that we are looking for that rejuvenating moment, that purifying moment in our lives. And most importantly, this is not something that interrupts our schedule and our calendar flow in order to purify something that we might, like a disease or what we read in the Parsha, but rather to be regularly incorporated, only to enhance the calendar and the Jewish life, the flow of all of that we get. So in the end, this Parsha might be one that has connected that has connected and elevated my own life in such a meaningful way. Perhaps not such a complex one after all, but rather simple in the fact that it is a clear example of our beautiful progressive Judaism, an example of reinterpreting, of reinventing, making the Torah relevant to me, to here and to now. So with that, wishing everyone here Rosh Chodesh Iyar Sameach, to a month of healing and to a Shabbat of rejuvenation and renewal for all. Shabbat Shalom.